Oh, am I on? This is Dr. J streaming live from Long Island, New York, where the weather was beautiful, a little crispy, but really nice, a touch of wind. I think we're in for a little colder weather beginning of the week, but hey, it's not spring yet, so I'll take it. I remember some Marches right around my birthday. I won't say when that is. Actually, I could say what's the difference, but I won't. Right around my birthday in March, where we've had some huge storms, a couple of feet. It's a lot of snow for New York, for Long Island, for Brooklyn. As a kid in Brooklyn, growing up in Brooklyn, the garbage men used to push the snow into mountains of snow. And us kids, we used to play king of the hill. The king of the hill was whoever got up to the top of the mountain, his job was to defend that mountain and push everyone back down. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that topic. Tonight's topic is focus stocks for Monday. And really, I didn't pick these stocks. These are your requests. In fact, I was probably going to take the night off, go sleep early. But, it's hard for Dr. J to say no sometimes. I'm cold. No heat. I can't do that. Looks too silly. I look like a monk. I'm not a monk. I'm Dr. J. All right, so what are the 4 focus stocks for Monday? First one, EKSO, Jigglypuff. Is that your name? Jigglypuff? Do I have it right? Jigglypuff? My buddy, I forgot your name. Sorry. He's the one who says, Jiggly says he's naming his boat after me, the Dr. J. He's dubbing it the Dr. J. So how can I turn him down when he says, please chart EKSO? Jiggly, you better give me a ride on that boat after all of this, especially if you make another $1 zillion on ekso. All right, that's one of them. Another one, which, who asked me for ARWR? Chris asked me for ARWR. And several people asked me for the bite of the apple. I haven't charted Apple in a while, and people want me to chart Apple. And it's an interesting enough chart for Monday. I think Monday is an interesting day will be an interesting day for stocks, and in particular, maybe for Apple. And finally, the beast to be, Voyager, has piqued the curiosity of many of my viewers, only because I've been streaming it from the top of my lungs for 2, 3, 4 weeks, 2, 3, 4 months. I don't know, I lose track of time. Since it was $9, you look it up. I've been shouting, Voyager! Voyage at the top of my lungs, louder than I say Long Island, New York. Finally, people are beginning to hear me. They're beginning to take it seriously. That might be a bad sign. Anyway, I'm going to chart. I have the charts for all 4. We're going to look at mainly the daily, but I might take a peek at the weekly. The theme of this week was to look at the weekly. And the weekly showed me something in common with a lot of stocks. I noticed that there was an engulfing in many stocks, a bearish engulfing, not this Friday's candle, but last Friday week's candle, and even in some of the indices. So even though we had an up week last week, it might be a signal to be careful going forward this week. Sometimes when you have a lot of engulfings in key stocks, big stocks, it may not immediately take traction, until the following week. Don't ask me why. I told you not to ask me why. But I actually did a statistical analysis, an empirical study of S&P 500 stocks, ETFs, currencies, and commodities over a 10-year period. I was looking at engulfings. And for whatever reason, you made more money skipping a day. I was looking at it daily. Skipping a day. That's right, not going in at the open of the next day, but the open of the day after the engulfing, and keeping it for an average of 3 days. I think it was 3 days. I published that paper in Stocks and Commodities magazine. In any event, we want to look at, what do we want to look at? We want to look at the video charts. As always, your own due diligence. My opinion is a strict amount and do not constitute investment advice. Seek an investment advisor if you want investment advice. I just look at some charts, share some of my ideas. The rest is up to you, man and ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, the rest is up to you. All right, so as I said before, many a time you heard me say, I've been having lots of terrific ideas lately, but I do have an occasional clunker. So it's your job to throw out the clunkers and go with my good ideas. And tell me what are my good ideas, because sometimes I get confused. I think my bad ideas are my good ideas. My good ideas are my bad ideas. I have too many ideas. I have so many ideas swimming around in this brain that I have trouble meditating. I say, meditate. Instead of meditate, I start thinking Voyager, Biopath, Apple, Amazon. There's something wrong with me. All I think about is stocks. When I was a young guy, all I thought about was women. Now I think about stocks. To be young again. All right, anyway. Where were we? Ekso. Okay, so what do we have here in Ekso? We have a beautiful ascending channel. What is Ekso? It's, believe it or not, it's kind of a biotech, but it's kind of a biotech where you use robots integrated to your body, so that if you're working, I don't know, on an assembly line, you get some kind of bodysuit that's like robotic, and it makes you stronger, getting stronger, something like that. I'm not really up on this company, but Jigglypuff is, and Jigglypuff thinks it's ready to break out, and maybe so. But I would wait until it does break out of that triangle before I went long, because right now we're in this triangle. We might see just this happen for a little bit longer. It's really formidable resistance right here at this level. So you really want it to break above the 248, maybe 258 before going long, but what do I know? Maybe you go long right away at the open. Well, if the open is above 248, maybe. I mean, I'm not sure. But the upside is pretty good. The upside looks like 281, I think. Let me bring this down. Come on. Yeah, I have the upside being 281. I guess you're going way back somewhere. Let's take a quick look. Okay, that's where I got it from. 281 would be the next point of resistance for Ekso. And I think support is pretty clear between 206 and $2. So from 206 to $2, it should gather some support. If you're swinging on Ekso, I guess 280 you'd be out. So as a swing trade, even if you go in before it breaks out of the triangle, let's say it comes down a little at the open to 243. You take your shot for 280 with a tight stop at $2. It's not that tight a stop. 243 to 280 versus 243 to $2, about an even money shot. I don't know. I guess I might be tempted to go into this, but I think I am probably going to wait for the direction for the stock to show me the way. It's very close to making it made a new high, I think. This is a new high, right? 247 versus 248. So it made a new high, excellent sign. The reason I say that is because once it makes a new high, technically, in my mind, there's no double top. So we made a new high. It eliminates it as a double top candidate. In my mind, that's the way I view it. We have pretty much, I don't know about double. I think we have tremendous support in this range. So we have tremendous support. It's probably worth a play. You got tremendous support in here. And if you can get to 281 and you want to hold and gamble, then the sky is the limit, I think, after that. Let's take a look. I don't know the fundamentals, whether they have a new gizmo bodysuit or whatever the bionic contraption they're selling these days. So this looks like the high, 330. Takes that out, you have a nice profit, but it's a long way to Tipperary. So right now I see a triangle. I see it taking maybe a few more days to resolve. That would be my guess. So if I had to guess, I would say by Wednesday this thing is resolved one way or the other. It might just trade up and back for a few days. Who knows? Jiggly, I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help on this one. Should I take a quick look at the weekly? Let's see, weekly. We have the same upward channel. Kind of looks like the daily in a way. No kidding, usually there is a resemblance. Yeah, I have it between 201 and 248. It looks pretty much the same. All right, look, I don't think the weekly is showing me much different opinion. There is an engulfing. No, it's not an engulfing. The weekly doesn't give me much more information than the daily, or it doesn't really add to clarify the picture in it. ARWR, Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals. Chris, I'm sorry I didn't notice your email. I would have gotten to this sooner. I don't remember when I charted this last. I hope I charted it in time for your question. But what do I see with Arrowhead? The sister company to ALNY, RNAi type therapeutics, trading at 1862, up 7 pennies on Friday, right? What have we got here? We've got it very near support, which is good. We've got it very near the trend line, which is good. So it looks like a nice spot for entry, except Friday was a bit, even though it's green, was a pretty bearish doji candle called the Gravestone Doji. So I'm not in love with that candle, especially when it has such a big shadow. The candle before that is another bearish candle. And the candle before that is kind of a nothing candle. So the last 3 days have been not good. But you're getting, if you go into it on Monday at the open, let's say, you're probably getting a very good price relative to support. Support being, let's say, at the 1840 level. And if you buy it around 1840, you have very good support down here at 1757. So you buy at 1843 with the hope of it holding support, looking for 1971, 1970, 1950 even, looking for 1950, 1960, and 17, what I say is the nice support, 1757. Yeah, it's not a bad swing trade. Kind of like it as a swing trade. Of course, I'm long this stock. You know that. I'm long this stock. I'm looking to add to my long-term position, but I wouldn't mind swinging a little. So if I swang a little on this one, I'd be probably swinging, take a chance long, probably. It doesn't look too attractive in terms of what you can make on the short end. It looks like a better long than short. Let's take a look at the weekly. I think the weekly I didn't like too much. I didn't like it too much because of the last two candles. This candle is an engulfing, and this candle is a doji, which is a gravestone doji. You know what? I'd probably lay off this trade. I wouldn't short it. I wouldn't go long. I would just admire it from afar. I own enough of it for now. If it goes down to that 1759 level, I'll be all over it. Apple. You apple lovers, I want a bite of the apple again. I got rid of all my apple. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of why I got rid of it. I'm mad at myself. It's one of the reasons I find meditation difficult these days. I keep thinking apple instead of thinking about nothing. You know, you're supposed to think about nothing. I don't know how you think about nothing. I've been doing this Qigong lately. I'm on a Qigong kick. So I'm doing 20 minutes a day, standing meditation. And I find best to think about some kind of math problem or something like that. That kind of focuses me. And then I could concentrate on nothing. Does that make sense? Concentrating on math and I concentrate on nothing. I guess math is nothing. But at least I'm not thinking about Apple or Amazon or something like that. Apple! A bite of the apple. Oh, Apple had broke resistance. Very nice day on Friday. Oh well, I missed a boat on Apple. Here comes a picture of boats from Linda Lou. Linda Lou is going to give me a picture of all the boats with the apples on it that I missed. Strong support right here at 169.50. Broke through resistance. Is it on its way to 195? Sure looks like it. Bullish scenario for Apple. You know, I'd probably start off the week running. Let me just take a look at the weekly. Weekly. Where's the weekly? There's the weekly. Well, what do you know? We have engulfing like we have on everything else the week before, but I think it's totally nullified by this huge green candle for the week. Apple looks stronger than most stocks I've seen. Apple is looking very, very good, much to my chagrin. I'm not really upset because as Apple goes, so goes the market, I think. Apple and Amazon are the leaders. The leaders of the FANG. Voyager, this one makes me happy. This one puts a smile on Dr. J's face. Voyager. All right. You see, Dr. J, by Dr. J talking Voyager so much, I've got requests to chart Voyager. Now I got to look at the chart. What a green candle. That's some hell of a candle. After 2 nothing days of dojis with no volume, we get a big spike in volume and an even bigger green, all solid green to the top of the candle. What a day for Voyager. Closing in 1966, hit maybe 1980 something, 1983, the high of the day. This thing looks like it's going higher, but not so fast. I think we get a little pullback on Monday before it continues up. I'm not saying it closes down on Monday, but I think we should pull back to about, let's say, the high of the day here, 1891. Between 1891 and maybe this high, 1868. So I pull back to 1868, I think is about even money, considering this huge candle. Pull back to this area right here.
What is your father's name?
Siri, I don't know what I did. I didn't call you. Did I call you? No, I didn't call you. And I didn't say ACB this time. That was Kamal's idea, was that every time I said ACB, Siri responded. I don't know what I said this time, but Siri responded. If I say Siri, Siri doesn't respond. You see how many times I said Siri? Did she respond? No. So who knows why Siri responds? Siri works in mysterious ways. I shouldn't use such an analogy. Anyway, so I do think it's a good buy back here at about 1890. I think it continues to go up. I mean, you don't even have to know what they do. They're into gene modification for Parkinson's, for other neurological diseases. But just look at the chart. It's going up, up. It's another beast in the making, just like Tandem. And we haven't looked at that chart in a long time, but we're not going to tonight because I wanted tonight to be 4 stocks to look at for Monday. And I think I have given you 4 interesting stocks, although I would just be watching EXO. But I'm going to probably watch EXO, not do anything immediately. ARWR, I'm looking for a little more drop so I can add to my position. If I don't get it, and it breaks out, I'll probably add to my position. Anyway, Apple, I have no interest in buying, let it go up. And Voyager, I may just add a little. That's right, I don't intend to sell Voyager until it hits new highs, whatever they are. And even then, sell maybe half. I'll sell when Linda Lu tells me and yells it in pub speakers. Linda Lu will send me a direct message, sell half your Voyager, then I'll do it. I'm waiting for Linda Lu to tell me that. Okay, so that's it for tonight. This has been Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York. Do not forget to subscribe. Tell your friends about me. Give me a thumbs up. And Monday, we're going to have a special report on Biopath. Biopath. Yes, the hot biotech that ran from 2 to 73 in like a blink of an eye. No, not a blink of an eye. Faster than you can say. That's right. Faster than you can say Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson. And I don't have to tell you who Jackie Robinson is or was. I mean, Jackie Robinson was the best second baseman that ever played in Ebbets Field. Maybe the best second baseman that ever played. I was very little, got so high, but I remember him. I remember him running the base pads. I remember getting into rundowns, and they couldn't get him out. What excitement for a 5-year-old kid. All right, this has been Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York. I want to say sayonara, shalom, au revoir, arrivederci, ciao. See you all tomorrow. Have a great trading day Monday. Let's root for the Wall Streeters. Yay for Wall Streeters.